Pain heals. Chicks dig scars. Glory lasts forever.
Caitlin Clark rubs shoulders with Indiana royalty Peyton Manning and one of her favorite artists at the Masters. Yeah, isn't it wild? Again, motion. It's news when Caitlin Clark makes a public appearance at something like this. So, yeah, she was at the Masters over the weekend. Rory got his first Masters, finishes the career Grand Slam. Congratulations to Rory McIlroy. I think when he was like, what, 20? When did he win his first major? 21? Was it 21, 22? Anyway, people thought it would be he'd have a lot more than he does. He's had some rough finishes to mass to some majors. So congratulations to Rory. By the way, real quick, I won't do this every video, but I am trying to build some momentum. I'll try and link it in a pinned comment below. Since this has been, over 600 videos and it's like 99% basketball, that's basically what this is going to be. I want to talk football as well, maybe some other sports too. So I started a new channel, CDS Sports Talk. I'll try and link it in the comment below. It might show up in the search bar if you put in CDS Sports Talk. It's new, so I'm not sure if it will yet, but if you are enjoying this channel and you do like other sports, you are a sports fan, especially football, go check out, consider subscribing. I will start putting videos up there shortly. Anyway, let's move on. So Caitlin Clark had herself, as you can see, lots and lots of attention. Caitlin Clark had herself a time at the Masters. I just had a couple clips that I thought was interesting. I wanted to listen because, of course, she had to sit down and do an interview because Caitlin Clark anywhere is absolutely news.
Understanding how much I enjoy it and how peaceful it is. It's like such a nice way to get away from basketball and what your reality is every single day, and just to do something where you can like calm your mind and be away from people and be outside. I think one of my favorite stories is when Steph Curry, I think it was the playoffs and I think it was the finals, they had just lost and he didn't play very well. And the next day they had off and he didn't want to go to the gym, he wanted to go to the golf course and just hit balls. And then the next day he came out and had like 45 points and shot really well. And I think it just shows like how nice of a calming aspect it is for professional athletes, but also the competitive side of it. You understand like this is an escape for us too. Like it's that peaceful. And I know MJ is really competitive with it. The stories about MJ are crazy. Like he would go play 18 and then show up to the game and drop 35. I could never do that. Like that's a different breed, but yeah, you find a lot of hoopers also like basketball too. It's just such a welcoming community and it's really fun for me to be a part of and to bring more eyes to golf, and then in return, hopefully a lot of golf fans start watching women's basketball too.
And of course, she threw on in there in the end, as she always does. Unlike the rest of the WNBA, Caitlin is, not words. She actually is trying to uplift the league, uplift women's basketball, lift the sport, I should say. But yeah, to her Jordan thing, that is so true. There's legendary stories. I can't remember the details right now. It's been so long since I heard it, but I think it was the year they beat Utah in the finals, Utah Jazz. I think they had a day off and they were in Utah. They actually, I think, chartered a plane or something. They flew down to Vegas, played golf all day, and then I think they had to drag Dennis Rodman back because it's Vegas and he's Dennis Rodman. So I think he was doing some things that the 99.999% of us that didn't have Dennis Rodman's athletic genetics could not get away with, and they had to drag him back to Utah, which is a game I believe they won. But yeah, some of the Jordan stories are absolutely legendary. But and also to her point, elite. It is true. Golf is such an incredibly both frustrating game and calming game, right? When you're an athlete in all these other high stress sports, it's a completely different environment to get out on your own. You get to clear your head, everything's calm, it's quiet. But like she mentioned about the competitiveness, it's also such an incredibly difficult sport that it attracts high level athletes from other sports for that competitive aspect as well, because it's so frustrating to them, right? When you think about I don't know, Simone Biles and what she can do on a balance beam, right? Or Messi in soccer, Jordan in basketball, and what they can do at the level of their sport. And then it's like, okay, well, I've got this club, the ball's sitting there, right? It's not moving. This is no big deal. I can do this. And then they find out not so much, not always that easy. But yeah, it's definitely an escape. I think it's a great mental thing for a lot of athletes. They kind of get to reset themselves. So I just thought that was really cool to listen to. And we have one other clip that I did want to play.
I would probably put it number one.
Oh, wow.
And I think it's just so different than everything else.
Sorry, it got cut off at there at the beginning. What she's talking about is the event, the Masters is like the number one sporting event is what she's talking about.
There's really just nothing like this. And I think honestly the aspect of like not having your phone is so unique. Like you can tell everybody is so invested and they're really just there to watch the greatness of the athletes. And even the golfers talking about it after their rounds, like they feel a different level of engagement from the fans too and how invested they are. And you're really just living in the moment. And I think as a professional athlete, like you can empathize with that. And I think that's really cool. And then, you know, I just feel like a normal fan getting to follow on the course. And even talking to like, I saw Josh Allen and Luke Combs and a few others last night. Like that's what we all love about it is like you're just one of the normal fans walking around doing all the same exact stuff. And there's just like a peacefulness about it. So I would put that up there at probably number one because it's just so different. Like there's really nothing like this. And maybe the weather we're getting spoiled with is making me a bit biased, but it's pretty incredible.
Yeah, and the Masters also attracts so much off of the golf course. You went to Noah Khan last night.
Noah
I'm sure
Khan.
there were all
I'm a big
sorts
Noah
of...
Khan fan, so yeah, you can't go wrong. There's a lot of concerts, a lot of different things to do, a lot of people here that you get to meet.
Okay, so Caitlin's dropping names. But yeah, I mean, it is completely different, right? First, if it's a 4-year thing, the pace of it is obviously much slower. The golfers get to interact a little more. I mean, even like, you know, they hit their drive and now they're walking all the way up to the ball that's maybe 300 yards away, and the fans all lined up. You've got a lot of other stuff going on because again, it's a 4-day event. So there's a lot of stuff going on. I got to point out, I think it was wild for her to mention the phones and putting the phones away because, and I think I've probably shown it a few here and there. It seems like every time I find a clip of Caitlin something, if she's not speaking at an event, they show her at some other event, she's on her phone. She never look. I mean, she is a 23-year-old without a doubt because that young lady never seems to look up from her phone, which is kind of wild. But anyway, I thought this was interesting. I wanted to share with you some of the things she talked about, that ability to get away. I think also this says a lot to her and how she's able to focus the way she does and get things done and enjoy life, because this is a great lesson for a lot of WNBA players who seem to do the opposite. She's not tied to social media. I know there's a lot of WNBA players you can just tell they go on and they actually search their names and they go looking for stuff, right? And then and they react to it. And it's like, look, it's bad enough for us normal people with how ridiculous it can be and that the comments and all that. Come on, professional athletes. You don't need to be wasting your time doing that. That's absolutely wild. But anyway, I just thought this was really interesting, getting to hear her talk about the Masters being this incredible event and what it can do for her and what it can do for other athletes to get out on a golf course, either as a fan or going out and playing. But let me know your thoughts on all this in the comments below. Appreciate it as always. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. You know the drill. You know the drill. You know the drill. Go have the day you deserve. I'll talk to you later.